Thank you, Speaker. Today I rise to bring a message to the Liberal Premier and her Liberal and National Ministers on behalf of the people who live in Redfern, Waterloo, Darlington and Eveleigh. A message that starts with three simple words taken from a social action project started in Waterloo. We live here. Yes, that's right. We live here. This is our home, our neighbourhood, our community, and we deserve respect. Our heritage buildings and our narrow tree-lined streets are not empty spaces for your back delivery entrances or your garbage pickup zones. Our parks and open spaces are too precious to be used for your infrastructure construction sheds, and our homes that sit on public land are simply not for sale. The value of our community centres and community services or the people that work there cannot be measured or ranked by your competitive tendering processes or your performance indicators. We are the people of this city. We are the caring neighbours who pick up the pieces that break as a result of your cuts to mental health and drug and alcohol support. We are the community activists who campaign for better public transport, more cycleways, sustainable and accessible active transport solutions, and more investment in community and health and education services. We are the people who make up the informal and formal networks of organisations that advocate for safe, secure, affordable housing and renters' rights. We are the volunteers that make the free lunches and staff the stalls at community open days. We are the organisers of public meetings through resident action groups and P&Cs. We are the problem solvers that try through submissions, public consultations and advocacy to lessen the damage that your so-called state-significant infrastructure projects are inflicting on our community. We are the diverse communities that refuse to be whitewashed by your developers' prospectuses, and we are the strong communities who refuse to be silenced by your divide and conquer approach. We are not a subsection in your business case that is heavily redacted and so often inaccurate. We are the people who live in Redfern, Darlington, Eveleigh and Waterloo, and we are facing the brunt of this Liberal national government and their privatisation agenda. Last week at two community meetings, one hosted with the local resident action groups and community members at the settlement and another hosted by the City of Sydney at the factory, we came together and we heard from the community, and their message was loud and clear: we have had enough. Here is just a taste of what is going on as a result of the Liberals and Nationals in these neighbourhoods. The sell-off of Australian Technology Park. At a time they said the profits from the sale would be used to upgrade Redfern Station. Redfern Station is currently in the middle of an upgrade but not delivering the decades-long need for that station, which is actually the lifts to make that station accessible. Next year we will see CommBank bring 10,000 workers to the ATP site, but there will still be no lifts at Redfern Station. The University of Sydney is slowly taking over the neighbourhood that is Darlington. They have turned parts of those streets into back entrances for the university, and others are being overrun by private student housing with claims to argue for smaller floor space ratios but without delivering the affordability that's needed. And Waterloo and Redfern are at the state of a crisis point with a so-called redevelopment around the Waterloo Metro, but failure to be able to give proper commitments around maintaining public housing and a guise that appears to be another agenda to sell off public land to private developers. The facts are clear. And the Waterloo redevelopment will not deliver on the much-needed affordable housing targets, including not meeting the government's own benchmark of 5% in this area. And the shame of the fact that the two organisations that have been active working in this area, Counterpoint and Inner Sydney Voice, have just lost the competitive tender process because they are the ones that have been engaging and activating the public housing communities to speak up against the disasters that are happening in the Redfern and Waterloo area. Well, Premier, we say that you may have no respect for our community, but I can assure you that we do respect our community because it is our home. It is the place that we live, and we live there and honour the fact that we want to protect it for future generations. In Waterloo, in Redfern, in Darlington, in Eveleigh, we came together last week and we said we have had enough. Premier, we are putting you on notice. We are reminding you that you work for us. We are reminding you that we live here. We are reminding you that this is our city. We are at its heart. We are its heart. And we will not allow you to sell what is not yours. We will not allow you to profit from our pain or to ignore our priorities in silence. We live here, and whether you like it or not, We are here to stay.